I set myself the challenge to watch every single episode of Doctor Who ever made, from 1963 right up until the modern era. So far we are this far through the 7th Doctor's era, and this far through the show overall. We're in season 26. The evil queen Morgaine, has travelled from her home dimension of Arthurian lore and landed in England of the near future. There she threatens to kill Alora Danan, the Brigadier, I'm pretty sure she already killed the Brigadier, but maybe it didn't take. The only person who can stand in her way is Merlin, who is also the Doctor, or will be the Doctor in a future life. Season 27, probably. As the battle rages on, the Brigadier almost dies, Ace almost dies, Sophie Aldred almost dies, and this scabbard almost becomes plot relevant until they just, forget about it. The Doctor fancies himself as something of an expert in trauma counselling, so when Ace confesses to have a fear of haunted houses due to a traumatic event in her childhood, the Doctor decides that the best course of action is, without telling her, to take Ace not just to a haunted house, but to the very house that traumatized her, except before it was haunted. This blatant violation of her trust will only bring Ace and the Doctor closer together and won't re-traumatize her in any way. Unfortunately, when they get to the house, they find a policeman who's been asleep for 2 years, giant insect monsters, a butler who's a caveman, and a ghost who's actually a computer that doesn't know what evolution is. I'm not gonna lie, I had some trouble following the plot of this one, so I went online to look up explanations, but all I found were a bunch of interviews with the cast all saying, yeah, I don't get it either. Landing in a coastal English town during World War II, the Doctor must face off against Fenric, a something from the somewhere, possibly the dawn of time. Fenric can possess certain people and has been engaged in a battle of wits with the Doctor for centuries, apparently. He even claims responsibility for manipulating Ace into the Doctor's company in the first place, creating the time storm that landed her on Iceworld, the world of ice. While the Doctor must face off against Fenric, Ace must face off against not having the first idea how to seduce someone, as she tries to distract a guard by saying things like, "Sometimes I move so fast I don't even exist," and "I can see undercurrents bringing things to the surface." It's just... Is that how you chat someone up, Ace? Maybe that explains why you never have any guys interested in you and you're always bonding with the women you meet on your adventures. Yeah, that must be it. At the end of this story, Fenric forces the Doctor to make a terrible choice. Does he ruthlessly destroy Ace's faith in him, her self-worth, and her will to go on, viciously mocking her and attacking her most deeply held insecurities? Or does he ask her to step just a few feet to the left? Sometimes being a hero means making the hard choices. The final story of classic Doctor Who sees the return of the Doctor's arch-nemesis the Master, who has not been seen since Trial of a Time Lord 3 seasons earlier. Returning to Perivale, Ace finds that a number of her friends have been going missing, kidnapped by stray cats and taken to the world of the cheetah people. There the Doctor finds the Master, who is beginning to turn into a cheetah himself. It seems this planet has an effect on people who indulge in violence. The more you fight, the more you transform. As Ace starts to fall under the effects of the planet herself, the Doctor must work to get all of the Perivale residents home while battling the Master without giving in to violence himself. At one point, the Doctor almost loses control, nearly bashing in the Master's head with a rock, which is how you know that this show has really gone off the rails. The Doctor is a pacifist. He abhors violence. The idea that he could, even for a second, consider bashing in a man's head with a rock shows that the writers have completely lost track of the show's roots. Anyway, with the Master defeated and the Perivalians all returned home, the Doctor and Ace stroll off into the sunset, while the show goes on an extended hiatus. Note that it was never actually technically cancelled, which leaves the door open for a reunion, a revival, maybe a movie. That's it for season 26 and the classic era of Doctor Who. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe.